My childhood was amazing. It was kind of blissful. I had a twin sister. We had what I would consider a pretty privileged upbringing. I mean, the only thing that was kind of strange was the fact that we wanted to be boys because we changed our names. I went by Jason and my twin sister Haley went by Robert. I didn't feel so girly. I didn't want to be the princess when we were at play. I wanted to do more the boyish role. So I just kind of jumped on that because that's all I could relate to, you know, but had I known that there were women like me, I would have definitely wanted to be like me because I'm feminine and masculine. If there were like lesbians out there, like the Abby Wambachs of the world or the, Rachel Maddow in my vicinity, I would have wanted to be like that. I would have been like, that's me, ding, 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 that's me right there. So it's kind of a cliche little young lesbian story of being a tomboy and not really fitting in with the girls and wanting to be boys. We lived that life. Fortunately, my parents were pretty supportive of it, but if we had to go to a family function or a church or something like that, it was time to slap on a dress. You know, so things did get strange. Whenever we needed to like represent, you know, they didn't want us telling our aunts and uncles that, oh no, we're Jason and Robert now. So that they kind of set that boundary, like in your play world, you can be who you want, you know, and even let you wear some things to school, but you do have to come back down to reality. So things got weird. We got kind of rejected and ousted from a lot of the neighborhood parties and functions and things. And so what we did about that rejection was we went back to our own play world again, where we could do what we want. Things started getting strange probably around middle school. You know, that's when it's like I developed this strong desire to not be an outcast anymore. Like fitting in became so important to me. It was like, okay, Jason and Robert must die and we have to start being who we are. And I even wanted to start looking like a girl in order to be accepted because there was no other way. There was no other way to survive to me that I had found at that point. So puberty happened. As strange as it was to not relate to what all the heterosexual people were going through, I just kind of jumped right in and tried to act the part, you know, try to have a boyfriend and play that little dating game and just wanted to be normal. And then there was the church life. You know, I wanted to go to church because my friends were talking about punch and cookies there, and I wanted snacks. I literally wanted snacks. I was like, one of those cookies has to have my name on it. I had no idea what was gonna happen. I had no idea that it would affect me in such a profound way for pretty much the rest of my life. I think it was when we got kind of into the preteen and teenage year, young teenagers like 13, 14, that's when things started to be more condemning than just learning of the story of the Good Samaritan. That's when things got real. And you know, we started going to like the church camps and youth group. That's when it was like, oh, we got to get our shit together to be accepted by this loving creator. That's when they started talking about homosexuality. And to me, homosexuality was this thing that people talked about that still seems so abstract because I had never known an out person. I never knew a gay person. So I'm on TV, heard how terrible they were, bought into the brainwashing that it is a mental disorder, So it never even dawned on me that I was one of those sick people. In the church, they started talking about it, and I was like, what? What in the world? So I knew that whatever that was, I was not. Absolutely not. And I jumped right in with them. I was condemning it too. I don't know who I was condemning because no one was out, but it could be someone on a talk show. It could be some poor gay person on Sally Jesse Raphael. And I'd be like, whew, dang, so glad I'm not that. One thing that really struck me though, is that once our church had this anti-rock and roll revival week, and I mean, they had us come into a bonfire and throwing all of our rock and roll records and cassettes into the bonfire. And so I went to my youth group leader, the youth pastor, and was like, what do you think about the new kids on the block? I mean, are they evil? And he said, very nice guy, but he said, well, you know, there are rumors now that that group, those boys, are gay. So if they are gay, you have to disassociate from them. I loved music more than I loved Jesus in that moment, and you only had a couple hour windows to make it to that bonfire. And I was like clutching my pearls, being like, you're not taking my music, So no, it's safe. It's on my iPod today. I still listen to Please Don't Go Girl. Sorry, it's a good song. So all of those teachings, the anti-gay teachings, I bought it to a degree. I bought it enough to be scared, but it never resonated to my core. And so I was always felt like I was walking a tightrope between the teachings and my core. And I stayed on that tightrope for a long time. I just tried to always kind of stay on the safe side. Like, I want to be straight. I even started to pray the gay away. At the time, they were even talking about tendencies, you know. And so at that point, I wasn't really ready to admit that I was gay, but I was concerned about a tendency. So I would say, God, please don't let me have a tendency. I don't want even a tendency. And so that's kind of what started me praying the gay away. I would have crushes on women and just be like, that's not gay. You admire them. It's admiration. And it's good to admire smart women. And then I'd be like, oh, but by the way, God, if that is gay and that's a tendency, take it away. Take it away, just in case, take it away. That's what the tightrope was like. And I even became ultra femme because I wanted to camouflage who I was. It was a lot of stress. And, you know, having a twin sister who was going through the exact same thing I was, we handled it differently. I became super conforming, and she pretty much stayed like in the zone. You know, she was a drummer in the band, and she just got busy. She focused on her craft, and I focused on my hair, you know, and keeping up appearances. So, but what I saw in me, I saw in her, and I was like, okay, whatever the hell's going on, I'm not doing this shit alone. Whatever it is, if we're gonna pray the gay away together, we're gonna do it together. And of course, that's what I thought we were gonna do.